Y'all check this out. Listen, I am burning my Palo Santo stick because I want to have some good energy when I'm talking to y'all. Okay. So allow me to clear my little energy so that I can just talk to y'all for a bit. I know I've been kind of absent lately, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. The reason I've been absent is because your girl been in group therapy. Group therapy. And let me just say that nothing drastic happened to me lately. I I am tying up some loose ends on life. And sometimes in order to tie those loose ends up, we have to deal with the things that possibly could affect who God has planned for you to be, right? You know what I mean? Your highest self, your highest and truest self, you know what they say. So, if you all don't know, I am a life coach. I'm a certified master life coach. And it may not mean much to some, but it means everything to me because it started me out with the tools in order to start running a life coaching business. And one of the things that I do outside of my photography business, God Bold Gallery, is that I have an organization called Black Girls Network. And what Black Girls Network is, it's a platform that I am building, and I've been building it since 2018 when my daughter was born. The year my daughter was born, I've been building that platform and also my photography business since then. And I've had some good times with it. I've had some bad times with it. I've had some tough and stressful times with it, you know, I've lost friends. You know what I mean? Because nobody could understand the vision that I had, but it was also on me because I wasn't able to explain or pretty much explain my vision to some. And I get that some people may have dropped off the bandwagon, but I have people that have been with me since day one that's still rocking with me, and I appreciate y'all for sticking with me on getting the nicks and crannies out. But back to what I was saying, BGN, Black Girls Network, is a platform that I'm trying to build for ages 5 through 15. And I wanted to hit that age group because it's an important age group because it is a time where we are starting to come within ourselves, you know, and and I feel like it's an important age group because it catches those girls before they get to the mindset of I'm grown, I can do what I want to do, you know what I'm saying, that mentality. And my plan is to work with those girls, work with girls so that they don't have to feel alone. So back to what I was saying with therapy, just a little bit about what I was doing BGN. I am tying up the loose ends because I want to be able to fulfill what God has instilled in me the right and correct way. I don't want to portray something that I haven't done myself. Now, I've been in one-on-one therapy. I had to have it because if you all don't know, I am a survivor of military sexual trauma, which is why I am retired from the military, is because I was a victim of sexual assault, which I am a survivor now. And one thing group is telling me is don't call yourself a victim, call yourself a survivor. So I'm a survivor of military sexual trauma. But I want to be able to understand me before I can teach somebody else. So I am inside of this group therapy to tie up these loose ends because I know I've been on my spiritual journey and I've been feeling really, really good about myself, but I want to make sure that I 100% know myself. okay, before I can go and tell somebody else about themselves. So I've been in therapy, y'all, and I'm gonna be in therapy for the next 3 weeks. It's very beneficial, but I haven't been able to talk to y'all as much. I haven't been able to get on the video, and I think I did something last week. Maybe I talked, I don't know. I get online, or I get on my video to talk when I'm just feeling like it's something that I need to say. So I've been in therapy, and I will be for the next 3 weeks. I've been in for 5 weeks group therapy, Monday through Friday, during the morning to the afternoon, and it has been teaching me a lot about myself that I didn't even know. and I'm so excited that I'm able to participate in a program. Granted, because I'm retired from the military, or I'm a disabled veteran, I am able to have those resources where I can better or strengthen my ability, my know about the issues that I suffer with or battle with. And it teaches me that, not teaches me, but it's a platform also to where I can get the help that I need. So I'm utilizing that. And I am in group therapy, and I am so excited about it. So that's why I haven't been on the camera big video, because I have been practicing self-care. So I am also trying to practice my way of delivery, how I am delivering my speech, how I am talking to people, and communicating. I am trying my best to get better at communicating, because I want to be a communicator. I want to be a public speaker. I want to be able, when I'm accepting those awards, okay, when I'm accepting those awards, I want to be able to speak professionally to those who understand me, but also make sure that when it's time for me to start back talking the way that I talk, like I'm from Georgia, then I'm gonna do that. Okay, so I'm here to let y'all know that I have 2 dialects. So if I switch up, it's because I am practicing my way of communicating, and this is my way of communicating, being comfortable. And that's one of the things that therapy is teaching me, is to be comfortable within myself, so that when I am able to talk professionally and efficiently to my audience, I will be able to do so. Okay. So I got some talking points that I wanted to hit on, and today I'm gonna speak about friendship. All right, I know we already at 8 minutes, but I'm gonna dive into friendships. For some reason in my lifetime, I feel like I've been in a hell of a lot of friendships, and in and out, and it has helped me to understand who I am as a person now, and what I will tolerate. It has taught me boundaries and within my friendships, right? So some of the boundaries that I have learned is that, listen, you got to make sure you are good before you can focus on anybody else. Okay. That's one boundary. If something is interrupting your peace, it is not it's not beneficial to you as a person, right? So I come to y'all today to talk about friendships. Now, speaking of friendships, like I said, I got on my Georgia Bulldog shirt. Y'all know I'm from Georgia, Milledgeville, Georgia, born and raised. Okay. I am them sticks, as I say. I am from Milledgeville, Georgia, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud of my heritage. I'm proud of where I come from, and I represent Georgia Bulldogs all day. And if you don't know, I live in Florida. So this weekend is the Georgia-Florida game. Okay? Georgia-Florida game. So I'm repping my Georgia. But this is when the friendships come in at. My old man, he's an Alabama fan, okay? And he pulled my card one day. I'm gonna be honest, he did. He pulled my card one day, and that's what friends do. He pulled my card and he said, but you representing Georgia Bulldogs. Tell me the coach name. And I was like, I don't even know the coach name. It's the guy that came from Alabama. And he was like, my point exactly. Why is you representing it? But it's more so of where I come from than what I represent. But you need those friends to tell you, baby, straighten yourself out. If you gonna do something, if you gonna wear something, make sure you know what you wearing and who you wearing, so that when people come to you, you'll know what to tell them. Now, I'm not a big football fan, but I know football. You know what I'm saying? I understand the concept. But I represent Georgia Bulldogs because I'm from Georgia. And him being a Alabama fan, you know, he is like, they don't be walking around with this on, because if somebody asks you something about this team, you need to know why you over here with this Georgia Bulldogs. So that right there taught me that you need friends that are going to tell you about yourself. You know, even though he's my old man, he was my friend first. And he doesn't hold back what he needs to say to me, and I don't hold back what I need to say to him. And that is what friendships are for. They are to be reciprocated. They are to fill you up, to better you, and help you when you're down, and vice versa. So you need friends. I don't care what nobody say, because I was at one point in time, I said, I don't need no damn body. And quite frankly, you don't. But you need somebody in order to learn yourself. You need situations and things that goes on in your life in order to learn who you are as a person. So don't bite the hand that feeds you, and don't burn the bridges along the way, because you never know who you may need and who God is using. So I got me some little talking points, because I want to be able to better communicate with you all, and I don't want to be rambling all off. So I got this spiffy little book, Woman Thou Art Loose, from a conference that I went to a couple weeks ago. Bishop T.D. Jakes, shout out to him, because he is like my person who teaches me right now about the Bible. I'm a very spiritual person. As you can see, I was burning my Palo Santo stick. And I'm a very spiritual person. I like to connect back with life, with growth, with nature, with who I am as a person. I like to ground myself, but most of all, I like to keep God and recognize who God is in my life. So I got some talking points to help me to stay on track, right? And I just want to talk to y'all today about friendships. All right. It's good to have friendships, y'all, of all different sexes. Okay, male, female, trans, all different sexual orientations. It is good for you. God ain't meant for us to judge nobody else. You just gotta live for your ass, okay? That's for you. You know what I mean? Not about somebody else, because other people are living for them. So in order to have a mindset that is open, you gotta be open to everything. Now, that don't mean you gotta agree with everything, but you definitely gotta be open. So the first thing I want y'all to understand is that friendships can come from any different direction. Being in this group therapy, I am gaining friendships, because me and these girls are pouring our hearts out to each other. You know what I'm saying? We're pouring our feelings, and they are, you know what I'm saying? So at this present time, they're like my friends, because they're helping me, and vice versa, and I'm able to school them on a little bit, but never limit yourself to just one particular person, being situation, because guess what? You will soon realize that you are stuck in a hamster wheel, You're stuck in a hamster wheel. You're in the same area, and you're not growing. You're not going anywhere. So you have to broaden your horizon. You have to broaden the people that are in your life, and make sure that they are for you and they are not for you. Okay, make sure that they are for you or not for you, and you'll know if they for you or they not for you. Now, I want to tell y'all a little story, right? And the way I'm gonna be able to tell y'all is because the way I'm gonna be able to tell y'all is to tell y'all in my comfortable voice, which is my Georgia Southern voice. Okay. For some of you who may not know, I was a president of a motorcycle club. And I was also a public relations officer of a motorcycle club. And one thing I took pride in is to always make sure I'm real 100%. Okay. A couple years ago, being a part of a motorcycle club, while being a part of a motorcycle club, I was leaving out of an annual with some of my motorcycle friends. All right. Now, if y'all don't know, I ride bikes. I ride motorcycles. One of my friends was severely inebriated, and she was also a club sister. And I'm like, look, sis, you don't need to get on that motorcycle right now. And she was like, what you mean I don't need to get on the, I'm good. So I'm like, no, as your president, you not getting on the bike. So I'm like, and as your sister, you not getting on the bike. I'm not putting your life in danger for you to, I'm not going to let you put your life in danger just to get on the motorcycle and ride home. And I'm looking at you. You're clearly not okay. You feeling good right now. So I'm not going to let you get on this bike. So I'm thinking my homegirl, my friend, my sister, you know what I'm saying, is going to listen to me. That wasn't the case. You know, I shouldn't have to fight with someone about their life. Okay? You shouldn't have to fight with someone about their life. If somebody just want to go and they want to put their life in danger, bye. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to save you as much as I can. You know what I'm saying? Take the keys. But if I have no control over the situation, then and I don't have the support of the situation, then there's nothing that I could do. So I'm like, nah, you're not getting on the bike. She like, I'm good. Sis, I know, I'm good. How you gonna tell me? How you gonna do this? And I'm like, all right. So I look at another one of our homegirls in our friend circle, and I said, so you just gonna let her get on the bike like this? And I'm like, so you just gonna let her, you're not gonna agree with me? You just gonna let her get on the bike? And so she was like, well, she say she good, sis, but it's clear that I'm not comfortable with it as her president. Now, this isn't to throw shots at anybody, y'all. I'm just stating a situation that I had when it comes to knowing who your friends are and who aren't your friends. All right. Now, back to what I was saying. So I'm like, you ain't gonna get my support on this. I'm trying to save a sister life, but you gonna let her ride? You know what I mean? Well, sis, she say she all right. So I sit and my last draw was this. When I said, nah, I said, you can't get on the bike. I'm your president. I said you can't get on the bike. I don't care what she say, and I don't care what he say. You not getting on the bike. And she looked at me and she said, I'm all right. I got more to lose than you do. And something just kind of like, it just kind of clicked at my head, in my head, because I'm like, you got more to lose than I do? So in my mind, I'm like, so you think I don't have much? I got a daughter that depends on me. You know what I mean? I got so many other people that depend on me, but you diminishing the person who I am because you feel like you got more than I do materialistic wise. You know what I mean? So that just kind of shot through my soul, y'all. That shot through. And I'm keeping it real with you because I'm a 100 type of person, you know, and I like to keep it 100. And remind you, I'm in my country voice, so if the dialect change, that's why. So, I'm like, you know, you got it. If you feel like your life is more important than mine, and if you feel like you at this point in time you could tell me that you know, and I have no support, then hey, what am I to do? I'm gonna try. Let's take the keys. So this is how God works, right? God works in mysterious ways, and he shows you that if you got the signs to tell you what's going on, you need to take heed to them. So, excuse me, y'all. I'm outside, so my sinuses. So, she hops on the bike after my other homegirl, ex-homegirl, told her she alright. She say she alright. What, you know? So I'm like, I'm telling y'all, she's not okay. She had to see for herself. She got on the bike, y'all, and the bike fell over. Isn't that something? The bike fell over because she was too drunk to hold that bitch up. Okay, you know, excuse my language. I know some people real holy on this thing, but you know, I'm comfortable right now. So it's two sides to me. So the bike falls over, and the bike falls on top of her. So when the bike fell on top of her, guess what? She needed my help to get it off. So I'm over there like, see what I'm saying? I told you that you're not okay. Why are you getting on the bike? And her words was, she got up, she said, sis, you was right. I probably am too drunk. So I was like, you think? But I got on my bike and I rode the hell off. I said, man, this what we finna do. So-and-so finna ride her bike. You finna ride this bike. I'm finna get on my bike. We finna make sure she get to her destination safely, because obviously you had to get this lesson, this quick lesson taught to you. This quick lesson, because that's just how fast it turned around. So I say that little story to say this. Know who your friends are. Know who is for you and who ain't for you. Know who telling you, sis, you got it, go ahead. And the ones that's telling you, I don't think that's not a good idea. I fear for your life. Those are your friends. So know who your friends are, and don't be so quick to cross another friend up because you on to the new friend. Us as women, we tend to want to be involved with everybody, what everybody got going on. You know what I'm saying? I can only speak on the woman because I'm a woman. I can't speak on the male figure. If my old man come in, maybe he can speak on how men do. But us as women, we like to be catty sometimes. We like to be petty. We like to hop on the bandwagon and do this and do that. And forget who's down for you and who ain't. Know who your friends are. And in order to know who your friends are, you got to spend time with them. You got to see how they're going to act around you when they drinking or when they sober. Because what I've realized is that sometimes a drunken person speaks the truth. You know? So take heed to the signs, because they there. All right? Know who your friends are. But you need those signs, y'all. You really need those signs to know if a person is for you and if a person is not for you. And if a friend leave you when you at your lowest, they ain't your friend. Because friendships don't fold. All right? Now, they may go some years without speaking, but it always double back if it's meant to be. It's just like relationships. You know, you win some, you lose some, but you live. Ain't that what Craig Daddy say? You live. to fight another day. So that applies to friendships, applies to relationships, business relationships, personal relationships, family relationships, all type of relationships. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some, but you got to keep pushing. And that goes back again with friendships. You have to know people, and you have to learn people to understand when a person is for you and when they ain't for you. And that takes getting out, meeting new people. All right? And that takes being real no matter what. All right? Be yourself. So that's another story. That was just one of my motorcycle stories. I got plenty of them because I've been a part of the motorcycle community. Another story is, you never know who God is using at that present time to be supportive of you. Or you never know who God has put in your life in order to be the person that you need them to be at that time of your healing and your growth. Now, I used to be in another motorcycle club, and this is my first time ever joining a motorcycle club. And I met my best friend, one of my best friends until this day, Breezy. She's also my daughter's godmother. And and one thing about Breezy is, my sister gonna keep it 100 no matter what. She's gonna say what's on her mind, and that is what we need. So my first time meeting Breezy, was at a Family Dollar, and I was prospecting for this club. And I was sitting around, and I was getting to know him. And I started engaging in a deep conversation with Breezy. This is my first time meeting her because I'm just prospecting for this club, y'all. And this is how our friendship really started. Breezy was asking me all type of questions of what she had going on in her life, and I was schooling her. You know what I mean? I'm schooling her like, hey, this what you do. You know what I mean? And she'll tell you to this day, Peaches was, raw. I'm like, this what you do. This how you handle that, because I knew I had been in situations like that before. So I'm able to tell, you know what I'm saying? I'm able to kick it 100 or do what I need to do to school another sister. So on the flip side, I kept it real with her. I was like, man, shit, it's me, take it or leave it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk how I talk. I'm gonna do what I do. If you don't like it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I was just me, and she was just her. And from that initial conversation, we have blossomed into being really, really good friends. I have cried to her, and I tell her all the time, she has saved my life, because she was one of the people that God used at one time when my life was in shambles. God used her. He continues to use her. And I thank God for her, because the initial conversation, she kept it 100 with me. She was humble, and I was humble with her. And that is why we need friendships that are humble. That's why we need people that are humble. You know what I mean? Use your power of discernment when dealing with people. If you come around somebody and they give your ass bad energy, more than likely they not for you. And that's okay. Everybody don't click with everybody. Everybody don't get along with everybody. That's just life. But thank God that person was for me. But I didn't have to be somebody that I wasn't. I didn't have to act a certain way to fit in. I was just me. And from that, I have gained so many friendships because of that. When you have people who look out for you, they deserve your loyalty. All right? They deserve your loyalty. When a person is loyal to you behind your back, when you ain't around, those are real friends. The people that check you when people ain't around, when you're not around to check yourself, they gonna do it. That's what friendships are for. Because at the end of the day, it's a sign of disrespect. When you disrespecting a part of me, a stem of me, then it's a little bit of disrespect to me. So now I'm trying to see how we can fix this, or how things can gel and move accordingly. It takes a person to be 100. And I guess that's enough about those friendships. But on how to learn who friendships are, what friendships are, I think that's I tied on a little bit of that. And y'all excuse me, I'm still going through my little book to make sure I hopped on the talking points that I wanted to talk about. I hopped on those topics. And so I'm getting in the habit of writing it down. Y'all know I'm gonna start school soon, so I'm trying to get into this habit of doing shit the school way. So again, we talked about how to pay attention and who's for you and who's not for you, but we ain't talked about how you maintain those friendships and what friendships is beneficial to you as a person. Now, I believe in this. Choose your friends. As an adult, you should be choosing friends that you can grow with and not gossip with. Alright? Choose friends. Choose your circle. Choose those relationships that you can not only gossip with, that you can grow with and not just gossip with. All right. Check this out. People don't realize that the energy that you put off into the universe, or the energy that you put off into the world, is what's going to come back to you. Okay? You got to do unto others as you want them to do unto you. You know, you got to treat people the way that you want to be treated. All right? So if you are talking and gossiping about somebody else's business that ain't got nothing to do with you, if you got time to do that, then you have nothing going on in your life. I'm just going to go on and be honest. You have absolutely nothing going on in your life if you only wake up every day just to gossip. Because friends who grow together, they can care less about gossiping. They can care less about what this person is doing and what that person is doing and what she got and what he gonna get and how this person treated this person over here. That ain't got nothing to do with me. And if you waste time on those things, those unnecessary situations and those unnecessary instances that's not helping you, you're going to lose yourself. And that's how I lost myself. Because I spent too much time talking about things that didn't benefit me. Not that I kept talking about people, but I kept indulging my mind, my time, my energy into things that had absolutely nothing to do with me. It didn't help me. It didn't put any money in my pocket. It didn't help me grow as a person. It didn't give me the tools I needed. All it gave me was stress. When you have friendships that you can grow with, you will understand that those friendships feed you in different areas that you need fed in. And it don't necessarily got to mean two of the same areas. You may feed me wisdom-wise, while you may feed me lyric and song and musical-wise. You may feed me in the photography sector, but you may feed me in a motorcycle side. It doesn't matter who is feeding who, just as long as you keep the momentum going to where you both are feeding and getting that energy and re-energizing each other. Because if you de-energizing me and you taking all of my blood, sweat, tears, time, effort, mindset, all type of shit, you're not the person for me. Period. And that's what they say, period. Okay? You're not the person for me. So you got to make sure that the person that you are feeding your time into is also feeding you in a way that you need them to feed you. And if they not doing that, guess what? Your cup will run it over. Okay, baby? Your cup is just gonna be gone. And you ain't gonna have no water in that thing because or no time in that or no energy in that battery because you're exhausted all your options. You exhausted. You're exhausted. And you had nobody to power you back up. You had nobody to fill you back up. So guess what? You exhausted. And who wants to be in a relationship, any kind of relationship, where you constantly feeling exhausted? You mean to tell me I can't be happy no damn well? I mean, you can't do this. You know what I'm saying? What is you here for? Okay? All you bringing me is heartache and pain. I mean, I'm just going to keep it 100 with you, but you know. But I'm just keeping it real. You have to have friendships that are feeding into you the way that you need them to feed you. And you have to feed into them the way that they need you to feed into them. It's reciprocation. It's what makes it go smoothly. It's balance. It's balance, y'all. It's balance. You got to be able to accept some constructive criticism. I mean, I'm going to keep it 100. Like, I think a lot of relationships and friendships and business relationships fail, or all type of, ships. I believe they fail because some people can't take constructive criticism. And some people don't know how to be a leader. You have to be a follower before you can be a leader. You have to understand and gain the tools as a follower before you get in that presidential or that leadership seat. You know what I mean? You got to make it move the way that you're supposed to make it move before you sit in that chair. So you have to just be that leader. You have to be that follower before you can be that leader. So you got to know how to take constructive criticism when a person is trying to give you some or drop some jewels on you. I believe that friendships work in several different ways. And one of those ways is knowledge wise. Age doesn't come, or wisdom doesn't come with age. If you heard that before, excuse me, y'all. Wisdom doesn't come with age. Neither does maturity. A person can be 45 years old and immature as hell. Okay, I'm sorry. I see it on a regular. I was one of the youngest female motorcycle riders around in my area, and I seen how older women, much older than me, carried themselves and how they carried on. And it's like, you're supposed to be teaching me. So it schooled me a little bit on maturity doesn't come with age. So be able to take those things from people, those jewels from people, no matter if they're young or old. They can help you. They help build you. I'm going to just keep it 100 with you. It teaches you a lot about yourself. That's why it's good for you to take that pain and get out there to get to know people. And I think we run away from that pain, but that's what makes us us. People used to say all the time, oh, you too nice to people. You got all type of friends. Everybody love you. But it's a price that comes with that shit. When everybody love you, everybody envy you. You got a lot of people that envy you because people hate the way people love you sometimes. And it's a shame. I've seen it because I've been on the up and up and I've been on the down end. And I realized that when I was on the up and up and people was all for me and all that shit and all that, but when I fell down, nobody was, it was only a select few that was there for me. That's why, and to this day, I cherish that. But I still continue to put love out. So you got to know who's there for you. And you got to know who's going to rock with you when you down. And not who's just going to rock with you when you up. Because it's beneficial to them. And in order to know that, you got to take the time to get to know people. And it's all right to have a small, very small circle. I had to learn that for myself. And it took me getting all those knockouts and those beatings and those running into people that underlying really was slick jealous. But it took me to go through those situations to learn from my mistakes. Now I'm more vigilant. Now I'm more cautious about how I have encounters with people. You know, now I'm more, like I said, more vigilant. I sit back and see. And you got to practice your power of discernment when you are dealing with people. Everybody ain't for you, even though they may put on the front, everybody ain't for you. The snake bites you in tall grass. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can see the snake when it ain't no grass. But when it's stuff that's hiding the snake, that's when they can bite you because you don't see them. And I'm a country girl. I know how snakes do. You know, so y'all, I don't really know what else to say about the whole friendship thing. But I think I kind of hit on it. I've talked to y'all for 41 minutes. and I think that's more than enough time to get my point across. And I felt like this was something that I really needed to say. I feel like it was time I needed to come out and say, hey, you know who your friends are. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's gonna take time for us to learn people, and that's my biggest advice is don't be so open and don't be so honest and giving yourself to people. Keep it 100, keep it real, but don't be too quick to give your full soul to somebody because you never know their intentions. So I felt that it was necessary, and this isn't pinpointing on a person that, you know what I mean, hurt me in my life. I've had plenty of relationships that ended up being disloyal people, you know, and I still forgive them, but at the same time, I know to keep my guard up with you until you prove otherwise. So I wanted to get on here and say that I haven't been on this video. I haven't been on this call, or not call, but this camera, because I have been practicing self-care. I have been building and building my businesses and thinking of plans, and I got so much going on at my desk here outside on this beautiful patio. I am outside, and this is where I can ground myself and where I can get me some fresh air and do my studying. But I felt like today I needed to speak on friendships because I have spoken on them in the past, but I think that I was all over the place when I was speaking on them. And I didn't hit on the point, so I didn't better explain myself because I'm still learning, you know, and you go up in levels, you learn a lot about a person, and you learn a lot about people along the way. So you know who's for you and who's not for you, and you need that time to grow. So I've been learning and gathering advice from different speakers, and I wanted to come to y'all and talk to y'all about it. And I also want to show off my Georgia Bulldogs, y'all, because go Dogs, you know what I'm saying? It's the Georgia-Florida game this weekend. You know, even though I don't know who the coach name, because Chris won't tell me who the coach name is. I'm going to have to Google it. But he did put me in my place about repping for a team or wearing their attire, and I don't even know who the coach name is. So shout out to Go Dogs this weekend, Georgia Bulldogs. We are playing Florida. But I did want to come out here and say what I need to say. And keep it 100 with y'all and practice and get a little bit more practice in with speaking. And I hope that this was beneficial to someone else, even if it just reached one person. I know that people listen to me because I get inboxes of people inboxing me saying, I love what you're doing. And even in person, oh, I love what you're doing. I love that you're doing this. And I love that you and your other half is doing and talking and putting those points out and keeping it 100 and, you know, showing, even though we don't show our full relationship because that's us that we're building. But if we're having a conversation and we're talking and we know that we can school the next person because it's working for us, we're going to talk about that. And that's what I'm doing. I'm growing as a person. I'm continuously growing. And I wanted to be able to help someone. And while I'm growing, the organization that I used to be in back in Mississippi when I was stationed out there, I used to go to college at USM. Shout out to University of Southern Mississippi in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. I was in an organization called Ideal Women. And our motto was lifting as we climb. All right, lifting as we climb. And that simply put, that simply means is as you grow, help the next person grow. Lift as you climb up. Lift as you climb up. And that's simply what I'm doing, y'all. So on that note, I'm going to end this. I think I talked to y'all enough. And I don't know if y'all want to see my beautiful face, but I gave y'all 46 minutes of me. So I love y'all. Bye.